welcome back to the world's greatest fucking horror movie podcast, GFY. Please give it up. You. Yes, we're still giving it up. Yes, yes, it's still happening. So today we have a very special guest because it is a very special day. This is the first full-length HD motherfucking video of the podcast. And we have the very beautiful, my woman, Azhia-lin Thompson.
Hey, y'all.
Yes, it's real. We're live. Yes, and today is also a very special day, once again, because we are videotaping and we're on new equipment, so you'll probably hear a lot of unnecessary noises like you just heard because there's new everything here. But I digress. Azhia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a lower middle school social worker during the day, therapist in the evening with all sorts of ages. I love to paint, sing, and just enjoy life.
That's good. That's good. And let us know why you have a passion for the greatest genre ever made, horror.
Because it's always different. Well, depending on which movies I guess you're watching. I mean, it's always different. I mean, I love the plot twists. Well, I really like the psychological horrors, but thrillers or whatever you want to call them. But I don't know. It's just entertaining, and I guess I like the adrenaline rush too. So yeah.
Yes, that's why we're all in it. Mm-hmm. So today I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I want you to answer them honestly. They are in no particular order. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. First and foremost, what is the scariest horror movie you've ever seen?
The Sadness.
And what made the sadness scary for you?
Because in the first 10 minutes of the movie, chaos broke loose and I wasn't expecting it, and it scared the shit out of me, and there's a lot of gore and a lot going on, and it freaked me out. So yeah, that's why.
Those are always the best ones where it just get right to the point. Like, I know you've seen Dawn of the Dead where it was, oh, okay, and then you go, why is that little girl in here? And then it just goes downhill from there. What's the funniest horror movie you ever saw?
Funniest? Oh, that's a good question. I would have to say, I'm just kind of picking a random one because I can't really think of one that made me laugh, but I think Chucky. Just because.
Which one?
I don't know. I mean, the one, maybe it was this one that's here. The Bride of Chucky. Yeah, that one. Well, no. I think it was the original one. Because it was just weird to see, a little dog cussing people out and killing people. And I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe at some point I will show you Puppet Master. And then that hee-hee-ha-ha shit will go right out the window.
Puppet Master, they
don't play around. Not at all, actually. It's weird. Matter of fact, because it's weird with Puppet Master in particular, because the first movie, it's the first movie, but it's it's kind of its own thing compared to the rest of them, because it's from 2 on, it's more oriented on the puppets and their creator and just being in different scenarios where sometimes they're good guys and then sometimes most of the time they're not good guys. Whether they're killing Nazis or killing people, they do a lot. I know it sounds crazy because you've never seen it before, but you're like, wait a minute.
And I've never heard of it. What year did it come out?
Oh, man. Puppet Master. It's weird because they, what did they do? They came out with the first one. It was in the late 80s. I can't give you an exact date right now. And then they started cranking them junks out. So, you got the second one, then, a year later, the third one, then a year later, the fourth one, then a year later, the fifth. They were every year.
Damn, how many are there?
At least 10?
9? Well, damn, it must have been a good storyline for them to drag it out that long.
Shit, we back in the day, me and my cousin Shelby, shouts out to Shelby, we used to watch them Jones and watch people get punished on that jump. You had my man, I feel like his name was you had Pinhead, and he was this. It's gonna sound crazy. He's this fucking doll puppet,
Okay.
but his head's about this fucking big. Okay, but his arms are like not like your arms, but like close enough. And he has this like little body, but his shit was he would be choking the shit out of motherfuckers and killing them. So like you'd pick him up and you'd be like, oh, look at this. And next thing you know, but it was cool because he was dressed like a goon. So he had this little ass head and he wore this burgundy sweater, but he had the robber gloves, I was always calling them, like the driver gloves. So like the fingers were out. And then he had these little nice pants and everything, these little boots. He's probably maybe this tall.
So his head was legitimately.
Yeah, like Pinhead.
For real?
Like I will put it in the video what Pinhead looks like. But his fucking head was like no more than like this, like a little like about this wide and about this tall.
That sounds
but
gross.
His body. But yeah, but you had him. I want to say my man's name is. I almost want to call him Ghostface, but it's not it. He has his name is like Shriek. It's something. But he, well, with Puppet Master in general, so their creator was a Jew during Nazi times. So he made puppets to kind of model the people that he saw. And he also happened to get a book, I believe, from some Egyptian from back in the day that the book taught him how to like reanimate things and resurrect shit, and that's how he resurrected the puppets. But you know, him being in the Nazi times, I want to say they killed him initially, but then he comes back. But there was one that had a drill on his head. So you know that motherfucker. There's a scene in the second one where the Nazis have them in the car, and they're like, "Oh, look at this shit." Da 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 da. Man, that nigga, the one with the drill, looked up at this nigga because he got these real, like, weird kind of looking, like, halfway closed eyes like this. And that nigga looked up at him, and that thing got the... Next thing you know, this nigga goes through the driver's seat, and Nazi, blood and shit everywhere, drills right through this nigga. And meanwhile, Pinhead is choking the one nigga out. I know it sounds crazy, but
yeah, because
I'll show it to you.
Why do Nazis have dolls?
Because they found his puppets.
Oh, the puppets.
So they found them.
You
They
did
found them.
have
They're like, what the fuck are these? And the next thing you know, chaos in the car. They tore him up. Me and Shelby were like, yeah. I know we should have been watching that. We were like 5, but.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Puppet Master. Next question. What's the funniest horror movie you ever saw?
You already asked me that, didn't you?
I did not.
Oh. I thought you did, but Chucky, yeah, you did. That's how we got into the topic of Puppet Master. Thank you very much.
Well, you know what? Then we're going to keep going then. What is the worst horror movie that you've ever seen?
Oh, Lord. That Winnie the Pooh movie that recently came out. I think, when did it come out? Like this year or last year? Last year. I zoned out the entire time. It was a piece of shit. The costumes were horrible. The storyline was horrible. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? The acting was trash. I'm like, this has to be a joke. And they thought it was a good idea to fucking share this with the world.
Well, I understand your opinion, but a lot of people disagree because that's why we're getting a second one.
A second one?
Yep.
For what?
Because the people love it. You know, once shit goes into like free domain. So once someone loses the rights and they didn't re-up on the rights in time and they go to free domain, anybody can have it. Like, I can make a fucking Winnie the Pooh movie. Nobody owns that shit. It's there's a particular word for it. I can't think of it, but it's free for anybody to use.
Well, what about a Berenstein Bears horror movie?
Somebody owns that.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Teletubbies.
I think Peter Pan is out there for free right now. I think.
Imagine that as a horror movie.
I mean, it already is a horror movie.
How?
I'm glad that you asked this beautiful question because I can explain these things to you.
Okay.
One, you got a man that doesn't age. Okay, for real, if you look at it, Peter Pan is the real villain in that story.
Explain.
I'm glad you asked that question as well.
I didn't ask.
Or actually, it was more of a. Well, I'm gonna give you the statement. So, one, Peter Pan is a man that decided he wasn't gonna grow up anymore, and the Lost Boys. He found these orphans in this magical land of Neverland and was like, y'all gonna run with me, and y'all ain't gonna age either. And they're like, okay. Meanwhile, you got Hook and his pirates that are just like, bro, like we're trying to bring like order around here, and you got this motherfucker flying around. Yeah, I done lost my damn arm or hand fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? And then he's got the Lost Boys doing shit, but they never age, and he's just causing chaos for eternity. It doesn't make any sense.
True.
And that's why I don't really fuck with Peter Pan after I came to that. So fuck Peter Pan.
I like Tinkerbell.
Fuck her too.
Okay.
Because she had magic. She could have let them kids age. Come on now.
Well, what if they didn't want to age?
Because Peter Pan, you gotta show the pros and cons, because these kids are hundreds of years old. And on top of that, they were eating imaginary food. So they're already on like some other shit.
Ooh, delusional.
These motherfuckers are literally Eritreans.
Mm.
Oh man, this is a big ass burger. The whole time it's fucking oxygen that they're eating.
I mean, shit, I could lose weight that way.
No, because if you think it's a big ass cheeseburger, you ain't gonna fucking lose nothing. You'll be replenished. Anyway, who is your favorite horror movie, Big Bad, and why?
Okay. That was actually a really good question.
Those are the only ones I have.
I should have prepared a bit more for this. Okay. Who? Well, how about you tell me yours while I think about mine?
That is another excellent question. So if I had to have one that just really brings me joy, it'd be the man right there, Pinhead. Angel to some, demon to others. Let me tell you about my man, Elliot Spencer. He is probably the baddest dude in the land of horror because he was smart, calculated. He never really lost his cool except for in the third one when he kind of split from who he was and shit. But other than that, Elliot Spencer always kind of had everything like under control. Yeah, his plans would get foiled, but he never really like did some wild shit except for the third one when he split and he was like pure evil. I mean, even though he's a soldier of Leviathan, but he did have some good in him, and then you see that at the end of the second one, and then when the third one starts right where the second one left off, and this motherfucker's evil side is in a big ass stone in this art collector's room, and it's fucking possessing people. Shit's crazy. Fucking crazy ass movie. That was a genius movie. But Pinhead will always be my favorite, and there are 10 movies to prove that, at least, even though we really only need 4. But how about you?
Okay, so I'm just gonna be real. The type of horror movies I watch are like about zombies or like, you know, somebody going into a fucking cabin and they're not supposed to be there, or like things like that. But, you know, I think, shit, Scream. What was that? Was it just a masked man or something, or did he have a name?
Yes, it was a different person every single time.
I mean, that movie had caught my interest, but it was the same shit every time. But if I had to like choose somebody in particular, I don't think I could tell you, because...
Well, the character is named Ghostface.
Oh, Ghostface, yeah, that.
But Ghostface was a different person. Sometimes it was a love interest. Sometimes it was a long-lost sibling. Sometimes it was somebody that just didn't fuck with you. Sometimes it was somebody that didn't fuck with your mom. It was a lot.
Well, I think I must say, I think if I had to choose somebody, I think I would choose Freddy. And that's because the concept of him, like, dragging me under the bed or dragging me in the sheets or whatever the fuck he did, or, like, getting into my dreams freaks me the fuck out. Like, I don't know, just the idea of him just, like, being in my head, maybe. I don't know, I just kind of like his...
I can tell you've never seen Candyman before.
Yeah, I did.
The original?
No.
Yeah. That's why.
I kind of like, okay, but I like the one that came out. What was it, like a few years ago?
Yeah, that was good.
That actually was a good one.
But it ain't no Tony Todd.
Yeah, I mean, you have to show me. So.
Yes, but you're gonna be like, turn this off, please.
Is it gonna be scary, like the sadness?
You will be petrified.
First, I was afraid. Okay.
Yes. Actually, I have another one. Michael Myers. Michael Myers always interests me because this nigga never talked. That's not Michael Myers.
Is it not? That's awkward.
That's Twilight Zone.
Oh. I tried. I was trying to be cool.
Anyway, so
Do you have the zoom feature on this?
I can edit that in here. So, but yeah, no, Michael Myers was cool because, you know, Jason was always going to be my dog, not because we share a name, but all the cool shit that he's done over the years. However, Michael Myers, I loved him so much because he never died. Jason done died countless times. He's been stopped, but Michael ain't never really died. And I didn't see him put people in the dirt. He didn't put a whole bunch of people on T-shirts.
But didn't we have the last Halloween, or what was that?
Yeah, but that's a different Michael Myers. I'm talking about motherfucking Haddonfield coming out the insane asylum, choking motherfuckers out, killing mechanics, choking out dogs, Michael Myers, all right? You a bad motherfucker to choke out a goddamn German Shepherd. Yeah,
No.
Yeah. Only other person I saw do that shit was T-1000 in Terminator 2. So you a bad motherfucker. A racist ass dog. But anyway. But yeah, Mike is always gonna be my guy forever and ever. Let's see. If you had to be a werewolf or a vampire, what would you be? And why?
Let's think of the pros and cons here. If I was a vampire, I wouldn't be able to really go outside in the sun, and that would suck because I like being. Wait, why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I'm gonna let you finish it, and I'm gonna.
I mean, I get. Well, is there like an exception or something like that?
Let you finish.
Okay. And werewolf, that seems stressful because I'm not trying to do all that like busting through my clothes. Because what if I have a really nice outfit and I bust through the fucking outfit, turning into a werewolf? It's gonna piss me the fuck off.
But if you know you turn into a werewolf, you'll know when to change your outfits. Would you not?
No. Well, when the hell would I turn into a werewolf?
There's a lot of different ways. There's
like with a full moon?
A lot of different types of werewolves. So there's werewolves that only turn in during full moons. There's some that can just do it at will. Sometimes they see a certain, It's a frequency or a certain image, and they turn too.
But it'd be kind of cool at the same time to be a vampire because I could live to be like 200 or something like that, and then fly around when I need to instead of driving, so I can save money on gas.
Depends on what type of vampire you are, though. There's a
Um,
lot of technicalities with this, but in general,
a sexy ass vampire, I guess. We'll go with that.
I ain't seen an ugly one yet, so.
Like Queen of the Damned, wasn't she a vampire?
Yes,
Aaliyah?
she was.
Exactly. So there we go. So were you gonna?
No, I was gonna wait for you to finish. But
Were you gonna tell me about why? Because I could fucking, I don't know. Well, because then I would have to go around sucking people's blood, and I'm a very empathetic person.
Not necessarily. You could be like that soft ass Twilight and drink animal blood.
But that's gonna make me sad because I like animals too.
Well, then you ain't gonna be a good vampire then.
Well, I'm just gonna freaking dehydrate and look like a fucking
Or you can just
raisin.
work at a blood bank. I've seen vampires do that too.
But what if somebody needs the blood and I'm over here like?
Well, you need the blood, so technically they're helping you.
I guess. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with vampire.
Okay.
Yeah. So were you gonna tell me something?
Yes, because there's a lot of different vampires. So, for instance, you have Calabras, which are like snake vampires from Dusk Till Dawn. They're actually really cool, but they have the same scenario with them, where the sunlight is a no-no for them.
Okay.
However, then you got motherfuckers like Gary Oldman and Dracula from the early 90s, where this motherfucker was walking around with a goddamn top hat on with these cool-ass shades in the middle of the goddamn day. I was like, wait a minute. Like, watching that, like, I saw it as a kid, but watching it as an adult, I'm like, hold up. Is this motherfucker walking around during the day? Just, look, eyeing the shit out of Winona Ryder. I was like, oh, this motherfucker, Gary Oldman's a bad motherfucker. That motherfucker could turn into a werewolf on that joint. He could turn into an old-ass fucking vampire. He could turn into a goddamn big-ass bat. He had the Jonts with him, and they were all vampires drinking up people. He had a goddamn assistant that would make sure his shit was straight, and all he had to do was make sure the assistant had bugs to eat, and he would stay alive with super strength. Shit is crazy.
I could do that. No. Except the bug thing, I don't know.
There's plenty. I forgot what they're called. Off the top of my head. Please, somebody write.
I'll get my sister to get the bugs.
Well, then you have to turn your sister. There's like a certain thing that you do. I don't think they drink your blood,
right.
But you have to do it a certain way to turn them to be your servant. And instead of them eating regular food, they'll just live, because bugs are going to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
So they just eat bugs, but they get super strength, speed, agility, what is it? Longevity, but there's another word for it. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
I don't know, but she's all those things already, so she'll be
But,
all right.
yeah, but she's young. Like, live your life. Like, you know, when, like, what is it, Renfield and all them changed, they were, like, in their, like, mid to late 20s. Like, they didn't seen shit already, so they're good. But yeah, with that shit. But me, personally, I have to be a werewolf. 1, I can live long. 2, I don't necessarily have to drink blood to survive. 3, I can walk out during the day. 4, I can go to church. 5, I'm gonna have all my senses will be heightened, so I'll have incredible vision, incredible sense of smell, hearing, taste, feeling. I already have situational awareness of everything. The only thing I gotta worry about is flashing lights, silver, and a goddamn moon. That's it.
Let me ask you, how long have you been thinking about that for?
All my life. So
because that was very detailed.
Yes. There's so many benefits to being a werewolf. And then you could be those cool ass werewolves like on Underworld where I can and I'm a werewolf immediately. I'm out. Wow. And then you could be, even in Twilight, those werewolves were cool too.
So I can't go into a church if I'm a vampire?
No.
Yeah, then I'm
You can't touch holy water. You can't do none of that shit.
Nope, I can't be that far away from the Lord.
Eat. Well, some of them I've seen can eat, but
I'm gonna serve the Lord, so I'm gonna have to switch my answer.
Shit, you'd be like Eddie Murphy in Vampire in Brooklyn. He had to give a sermon, and he was up in that joint smoking, catching on for that shit. Was funny as hell. If you ever get a chance to watch it,
I'm gonna have to watch it with you. So.
Well, it's not a really scary movie.
I mean, I'm not saying it's scary. It's just because I know I'm not gonna watch it on my own, so because I'll forget anyway.
Yeah. So next question. What is your dream horror movie?
Dream horror movie.
Your dream horror movie.
Something that's realistic, and I've been randomly thinking about this, but I feel like maybe this movie has already happened. Definitely, because I know in one of your podcasts, like the zombie one, you were talking all about the different scenarios, and then it had me thinking, and I just want to see more realistic zombie movies. I have to agree with your last one, but I'm thinking like zombies in a fucking plane where you're kind of like trapped in there and you have to figure out how to survive in the fucking plane with zombies on it.
I mean, we kind of got Train to Busan. I mean, that was a train.
But no, I want a plane where you take off and then somebody starts like and in the middle and then you like fucking stuck and then starts fucking people up. How the fuck are you going to survive on a plane? Unless you jump out.
There's a movie, what is it called? Red Flight.
Red Flight sounds familiar.
And in Red Flight, this woman has vampirism. And she has her son with her. And she has this doctor in the United States that might be able to cure her of this. Okay. So she's trying to catch this red eye, obviously, because it's nighttime. And she just so happens to get on a plane that has hijacking terrorists on it, and that's all I'm gonna say. But that is a very similar scenario to what you said. Only it's vampires.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know.
It's actually a really good movie.
Just like more horror movies. Maybe not. Maybe if it doesn't have to be zombies, but something more realistic. Not necessarily like a group of college students with all the same fucking personalities in every different movie going to like a trip, and then they get fucked up by some horror or some villain or something. But, like, something, like, more, like, you're just walking around and then something scary happens. But then again, never mind. I take that back because there's a lot of movies that start like that.
Yes.
Never mind.
I mean, there's a lot of very realistic scenarios when it comes to horror movies. Like, it's a little out there, but Psycho is a prime example of that shit could happen. Or, I just had one in my head. Scream is a very likely saga that could very well possibly happen. I'm trying to think of another good one that could possibly. Misery is a very, 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 very realistic scenario. So I know you've never seen Misery.
No, that's why I'm staring at you.
But
not blinking.
In Misery, you had this book author that he was driving. I feel like he was on a mountain, and the car kind of went off the road because it was snowing, and he ended up fucking up his leg.
Oh wait, that was.
And then Kathy Bates took him in, but she happened to be a fan of his books.
Yeah, I really.
But that is a very realistic scenario.
I like that movie a lot. Now I'm remembering because I'm like Misery. Now as you were describing it, I remember.
Yeah. Or the one I showed you, Gerald's Game. That is possible. to an extent where you get handcuffed to a damn bed and the door's open.
Yeah,
What the fuck you gonna do?
Yeah.
Or, well, to an extent, Cujo is another possibly real scenario. To an extent, I feel like the dog would have ran off by that point and just killed a whole bunch of people and somebody would have shot him. But there are very realistic horror movies out there. Then they're the ones that we watch, like the Terrifier that you're so fond of.
I really like that movie.
I was telling my homeboy about that Jones the other day.
I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big nut bust.
Okay.
And if you could change anything about a horror movie if you could change anything about a horror movie, what would it be and why? Whether it be an ending, it'd be a different scenario. Maybe you wanted someone to die that should have died, or someone that died that you didn't want to die.
That one is a really hard one. I don't know. How about you? Tell me your answer.
There's plenty of those. I mean, come on now. Like, let's start with Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
The remake. If fuckboy from Modern Family, if he had kept the door shut, they could have stayed there longer, made a better plan, and been straight. They could have saved Buddy from across the street with the guns. They could have come up with a way better plan because, like I said before, if you're in a goddamn mall, every mall from the beginning of time till now has a toy store, and every toy store has what?
Toys?
Yes, but what in particular?
I don't know what you're getting
at. An RC car.
How?
All of them do. All of them do. All of them. I know. Just follow me.
Okay.
And I feel like instead of dropping the dog down and letting the dog go, because first of all, I thought about it. How the hell did he even get a dog whistle to whistle the dog to come over there? But I would have dropped an RC car with a goddamn bologna sandwich on it, let his ass eat, take a little 3-4 hour nap, get his strength back, have his ass, we throw some propane over the junk, have his fucking marksman ass shoot it, clear a good way, take out a couple hundred zombies, we get in the trucks, he fucking John Rambo's that shit out his door with fucking bags of ammo and gun, we get in that junk, everybody smoking zombies out the window, we get to the fucking pier, get on the goddamn boat, and we're out of there. Yeah, they end up getting into another fucked up situation, but we have options now. We have more people. We can blow up shit to get to where we need to go. So that's one of the many things I would have changed.
Well, I mean, this is not, about a particular movie, but those movies where, let's say the protagonist finally gets a chance to fuck up the villain or whatever, and rather than making sure they're like dead, they just turn around and keep it moving, and that whoever fucking gets up. And I just kind of wish they would just make sure they're dead and just keep going.
Yes.
That'd be nice, because that could prevent everything. Because you know how, I think they're dead, I'm just going to turn around, and they're like, oh.
Yes. Halloween 2 is a prime example of do not touch him.
Yeah.
You've never seen the original Halloween 2?
I don't think I have.
Well, in the Halloween 2, the first one ends, Dr. Loomis shoots him off the thing, he disappears. Okay, this is the original from the 70s. So the second one picks up right after that. So they're still looking for this motherfucker. By the way, Dr. Loomis does kill an innocent man that happens to be wearing the same outfit as Michael Myers, but doesn't go to jail. That's a whole nother thing. But he runs right into him and the car explodes. Shit is crazy.
Damn.
But Michael Myers figures out that Laurie Strode is in the goddamn hospital, and he starts murking people in the hospital.
Damn.
But there's a particular scene, because, she's all fucked up from fighting him the first time.
Yeah.
So she's crawling, trying to get into the door. She gets in there, Loomis comes, sheriff comes, and they lock the door, and this motherfucker Michael Myers is still walking. And these motherfuckers are looking at this glass door, and this motherfucker Michael Myers walks right through the glass door. If I seen any nigga in my life walk through a glass door unfazed, nigga has to go in the dirt immediately. And this nigga, the sheriff, I think shot him a couple times, and his ass went down. And then he's like, are you good, Lori? And she's like, yeah, we got to get the fuck up out of here. And the sheriff walks over to him, and Dr. Loomis goes, don't touch him. He goes, man, I just put 6. Motherfucking Michael Myers sat up and put his ass in the dirt and gets up and keeps, I would have been fuck, right in his head. a couple times, then dumped the bullets out. I was like, wait a minute, this nigga just walked through a goddamn door. Hold on. Fuck. But yeah, that's why I would y'all like, man, just shoot this nigga in the head and or set his ass on for something.
Yeah.
Pour some, hey, like, man, get some of that acid that they got in the room, man. Let's pour it on this nigga. Something.
Yeah.
Next question. What is your favorite horror movie character? So it doesn't necessarily have to be the villain. It would be a character in the movie, like Laurie Strode. I'm trying to think of what her name is. What's that boy's name? Tommy Jarvis from the Friday the 13th series. You got Sidney Campbell from Scream. There's a lot of them. Oh. So if you had a movie character, it doesn't even have to be the main characters. It could be anybody.
Is The Fly considered a horror movie or a thriller?
It's more of a science fiction movie.
Science fiction. Oh. Even though, so that movie we watched, Piggy, what do you think that would be? Like, I don't know if that would be considered horror.
It is.
Okay. I kind of liked her character. Like, she was pissing me off sometimes, but, like, I was also fascinated at the same time with that whole...
wanted to see where it was going.
Yeah, I was curious. And then I kind of hope they come out with a Piggy #2. Maybe. Because I was just thinking, like, that woman's probably traumatized, but she went through a fucking lot. But she did the damn thing. I really liked her character.
She really didn't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
All the other shit happened. Her parents get put in the dirt.
Yeah, that was wild. I was not expecting that.
So, she didn't let her little brother go, but everybody else was on a t-shirt.
Fuck them, yep.
A motherfucking candle vigil.
Yep.
My favorite, I guess it'd be character from a horror movie. It'd probably be Reg. And the reason why I say Reg from Phantasm is because, one, that motherfucker went through some shit. Whether it be not knowing if shit was real or fake, if he had Alzheimer's or not, constantly seeing this big, tall, white-ass man die and only to come right back, seeing his best friend and his little brother that was kind of like his little brother die and then appear again, and he had friends that he'd meet on the road die, and Reg went through some shit. Whether it be going through different dimensions or trying to save towns only for them he get there too late and then they just get swallowed up by the tall man and his goons. And Reg was the man. Like, it's always interesting to me how a character will start one way in a series and then somehow become something completely different by when it's all said and done. Like Sidney Campbell becoming a ruthless, prepared killer. Or my favorite, Sarah Connor, mother of the future John Connor, becoming a waitress to a cold-blooded, calculated assassin. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's why I love these type of movies. Okay, because I'm about to go on a rant, so I caught myself. How would you change a horror movie villain? So any villain of your choosing, how would you change them? How would you make them different? Would you make them stronger? Would you make them weaker? Would you make their story different? What would you do?
How would I make them different? I think in The Grudge, because now I'm thinking about The Grudge. Like, from what I remember, because my memory is trash, as you already know. From what I remember, like, we were introduced to I don't even know what that thing was called. Whatever the fuck. That little thing. We were mostly introduced through, like, fucking pictures and shit. And I kind of wanted to see more, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Wasn't it somebody that got killed in the house? It was like a vengeful spirit.
Oh, like I said,
the boy.
My memory is trash.
Yeah, it's been a while because I refuse to watch that movie. That movie scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I was scared to take a shower after watching that movie.
Shit, I slept with the lights on.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. I was like, where'd that hand come from? What the fuck?
Yeah, man, thought you saw Liam Neeson at the door and that nigga wasn't there. I was like, you can stop this movie. I told you I went on my first date and seen that shit.
Your first date was on my birthday. That's when the movie came out. Or it was around that time frame because I remember we had the movie theater to ourselves during that time.
Yeah, no, I remember being in that joint. We were laughing when Bill Pullman. No, it was Bill Pullman. I said Liam Neeson was Bill Pullman. We were hee hee ha 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 when he just committed suicide. And we were like, what the fuck is this shit? And then next thing I know, motherfucker slipping into the darkness, and I was like,
yeah, I don't really know. I mean, how about you?
I would. That's actually a really good question. I would probably, even though I wrote these questions, that's a very good question.
Yeah,
I've never thought about an answer before.
Oh.
I would probably change. That's a very good question. I'm like, shit.
Now you see how stuck I was.
I would probably change. Damn. Because there's a lot. There's a lot of like characters out there, but they're pretty much cut and dry. Like, this is what it is. I would probably. You know what I would change? And it may happen. I would like to see Chucky have siblings. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, we know his story. You know, he was an orphan and crazy as shit. Killed his mom off break. Serial killer broke into that. Listen to this shit. The fucking serial killer breaks into the house. The dad sees the motherfucker, tells the mom and son to hide. Serial killer puts his dad in the dirt. The serial killer is looking, and it happens to look by the closet. Opens the closet, looks down. This motherfucker Chucky done already killed his mom. Looks up at the serial killer, and he goes, I was just trying to help. And the serial killer looked down, smiled. I forgot what he said, like, you got potential or something, kid. Like, you did all right. I think he may have took him under the wing, and the rest is fucking history. That is some crazy ass shit. That's crazy, right?
Very.
But think about this. What if Charles Lee Ray had other siblings that were trying to stop him, or they knew another type of magic where it was the complete opposite of what he knew? Or what if he had a sibling that worshiped Dumbila as well and was trying to take his power that he has with Dumbila to become something even greater?
What the fuck is a Dumbila?
Dumbila is a god. I forgot what type of god it is, but it is a god. But it's more of a voodoo type thing.
Oh, no, I'm good. You don't have to tell me anymore.
Speaking of fucked up movies.
Yeah, no, we won't. No, thank you. I didn't even want to watch 5 minutes of that shit.
Oh, boy.
No fucking thank you.
Talk about fucked up movies.
Nope.
Lord, if you ever get a chance.
Don't watch it.
It's still on Tubi.
Don't watch it.
Voodoo, I think it's 2017, will, if the first 10 minutes doesn't blow your fucking mind, the last 30 minutes will change you as a person.
Don't watch it.
I literally changed the way I lived after watching that movie. That movie scared the shit out of me. And I watch it now because I have an understanding and I've come to terms with it. But sweet Lord Jesus.
Don't watch it.
Oh, if the first 4 fucking minutes doesn't scare the shit out you, you're just not a scary motherfucker.
The first 30 seconds scared the shit out of me and I didn't want to watch it
off
anymore.
break. Like, we remember how we talked about movies that jump in this shit off break? Yes. Fucking Voodoo is a prime example of shit getting bad right at the beginning. As soon as the goddamn, in the opening, not even opening credits.
Yeah, weren't they in like a park or something?
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me.
I don't want to ruin it for y'all, but watch Voodoo.
I don't like it. I'm terrified of those like POV or whatever it is, like but what is it? I don't know what they call it, but POV. Okay. I don't like it because it scares the shit out of me because I can't see what's going on, and then my hands start sweating. My hands are sweating just thinking about it. I just get okay.
That's the point. That's the whole.
I don't like them.
What else? What's another one? Let me ask you actually another question. If you could take one horror movie villain and put them in a different universe, what would it be and why?
It would be be kind of cool to, because we've had a Freddy versus Jason or whatever.
Yes.
But it would be cool to like, oh, you know what would be cool is for Pennywise to meet the Terrifier. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be an interesting scenario.
I would 100% watch that because I don't really understand why the Terrifier was just hacking people up. Like
exactly,
that's the whole point. Weird.
Even in All Hallows Eve, you really don't get an explanation of what the fuck he was doing, and that's how it started.
But Pennywise plays with your fears and shit.
Among other things, yes.
Yeah, among other things. So it'll be interesting if they like, I don't know, because like the Terrifier or whatever didn't even talk. Did he?
Didn't need to.
He didn't need to, yeah. But Pennywise, like just rapping.
I don't think it'd be a long movie because how do you scare something that doesn't get scared?
I mean, it'd be kind of cool. What if they decided to collaborate?
I think he's a. Well, let me explain something about Pennywise. He's more of a solo act. I mean, prime example. Just to put Pennywise as an entity in perspective. Have you ever seen the movie Dreamcatcher?
No.
In Dreamcatcher, there's this entity that's like this alien entity that's infecting things and sprouting to become something different, but it possesses one of the main characters. And his name is Mr. Gray. That's what he goes by. Pennywise and Mr. Gray are the same person. Yeah. So that's exactly. So that's why I was like, it wouldn't be a very long movie because Pennywise would go, and that'd be it. I don't really like you, and that's gonna be it. Now, if you put something like Freddy Krueger and the Terrifier together, that makes more sense because Jason. Did you ever watch? You said you watched Freddy vs. Jason.
Again, my memory is trash.
So the reason why Freddy went to Jason in the first fucking place is because Elm Street and that whole city, they had made people forget about Freddy. And if you forget about him, he doesn't have the power, just like it. If you're not scared of him, he doesn't have the power. So what Freddy did, because he's still out there, he's just in the dream world, he goes, what the fuck can I do? Where was that kid that I let drown about 50 years ago? Oh, yeah, isn't he doing XYZ? Let me hop up in and say, because Jason does sleep. And he was like, hey, man, it appears to him as his mother, I need you to go to Elm Street and kill a couple niggas. And, he's like, all right, okay. And then he kills him, and everybody's like, oh, shit, because they know about Jason, but they don't know him being out there. So they think, oh, shit, like the people that knew, oh, it must be that motherfucker Freddy. And next thing you know, Freddy's building up power. That was the whole point. So I could see the Terrifier doing the same thing. Yeah. And people were like, oh, shit, Freddy's back. Who? Next thing you know, he starts manifesting and shit. So that would be an example. Me, I would want to see something crazy. I would want to see like different Stephen King movies getting mashed up, where you go from one fucked up situation to another, like mid-movie. Like, have Pet Sematary. So, you kill the little boy or whatever, okay? Let's say that we just fast forward halfway through the movie. Boom. Dead. All of a sudden, the motherfucking police come from not Derry, but somewhere near there, and the dude goes, oh, I know a place where we can bury this dog. That's good. And they bury Cujo in motherfucking Pet Sematary, and his ass comes back bigger and badder, and it's even harder to put his ass down this time. I think that'd be a cool movie.
You've had a lot of time to think about
I literally just came up with that off the top of my head. That's how my brain works.
I'm impressed.
Can't tell you what I ate yesterday, but I can tell you that movie. What's another one? Because now you've piqued my interest.
Yeah, I think you piqued your own interest.
That's what I do. I would love to see... Let's see here, because there's a lot of movies out there. I would love to see... I'm trying to think of something that makes sense. That's the issue with it. It has to make sense. So you could have... See, that'd be cool. And I know you've never seen this movie either, but there's this movie called Shocker by Wes Craven, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And wait, yeah, Shocker is by Wes Craven, I'm pretty sure. But sorry if I'm wrong about that. But in Shocker, you had this serial killer. It's like two different movies in one. So you have this serial killer that happens to kill this high school athlete's girlfriend, okay? He's an escaped prisoner or whatever the fuck he is, but he's crazy. Kills his girlfriend, and he helps the police track this dude down. And they trap him, and they arrest him. So, trial, guilty. Everybody's like, yeah, great, awesome. So, he's on death row, and the killer gets this book. I can't remember what fuck book it was, but he's reading from it. And as he's reading from it, because he has a TV in his cell for whatever reason, and then the shit starts to come through the TV, and he's in that joint like this, and the people kind of try to come in, and he bites one of the dude's lips off. So they're like, you know what, nigga, it's time for you to fry. So they put him in the electric chair, and he gets electrocuted, but his essence goes through the electricity. So now he can be anywhere at any given time. So he can appear to, we can be sitting here like this. This motherfucker come through the headphones, fry us up, dip. And then he can possess people. So he can hop up in people, and then he can get into teeth. Oh man, Shocker was a cool ass movie. But the reason why I'm bringing up Shocker is because I would love to see him and Freddy go at it. Because you got two different people that I guess kind of have the same goals, but they go about it two different ways. Because Shocker, he just wanted to kill people. And Freddy, he wanted to kill people, but make them fear so he can get more powerful. And I would love to see him, because it gets to the point where Shocker's in like the TV, so he gets projected through the satellite. So now he can appear to you on a television anywhere and influence you. And Freddy kind of the same thing. It'd be a really cool movie.
What about that lady from The Grudge and then the lady from The Ring?
That happened.
Did it?
That's like a whole big ass movie.
Where the hell was I?
That I can't answer.
Under a rock, probably.
More than that.
What?
But
the fuck does that mean?
You were like under like a boulder. It happened. It's like a whole movie. I forgot what her name is, but it's a whole event.
All right. Anyway. Shit.
Yeah, that was a good idea, but it happened like 7 years ago.
Well, what about this guy? And then what is it? Wait, is Hannibal and him, are they the same people?
Not even close.
Well, what if they were just in the same movie?
It wouldn't be a long movie.
Okay, well, just next question.
Well, the reason why I say that is because we had a similar situation in Hellraiser 2, where this doctor had learned about the lament configuration, which is the puzzle, the box, that. And he wanted to know what the wonders were of the box. And shit hits the fan pretty quickly in that. It's actually a really good movie. Terribly gory.
Yeah.
Okay. And what horror movie villain would you like to see go against another?
Didn't we just say that?
Yeah, we kind of did answer that question. Let's see here. If someone puts you, let me ask you this off the top of my head. So I'm going to give you certain horror movies, and you will let me know if you would live or die.
Okay.
Would you live in a Friday the 13th movie?
No.
Why?
Because my survival skills, like I would freak out and panic and just accept death. So yeah, no.
That's a damn shame.
I know.
How about Halloween?
Maybe if I move fast enough.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He doesn't run, so he teleports though. That's a whole nother.
That's gonna piss me the fuck off
so
if I'm in a different fucking state and I'm like, yeah, I got away, and they're like, boom, in the car.
Boom.
That would piss me off.
Candyman.
Candyman. Doesn't he like play with your mind or something? Or
does a lot of things.
I mean, can I go in a church and be safe?
No.
Can I go to the beach and be safe?
Definitely not.
So what could I do? Nothing?
You could. I mean, there's ways to beat him.
I mean, do I have to like agree to join his whatever?
Be his victim?
Yeah.
Well, that's one way of beating him, but you don't. end up very well in that equation. Nobody really wins.
Oh, well, yeah, no.
Hellraiser.
I'm not familiar with the movie too much.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that situation either.
Well,
there's ways out of that, but you got to do some fucked up shit to get up out of hell. What's another good one? Train to Busan.
Oh, holy shit. I've always thought about that. Yeah, no. I mean, if we're in the train and then all that shit happens, I wouldn't know what to do. Actually, like, I'd panic. I'd probably try to, like, crawl on top of the train, but I don't think that would be a good idea.
That would not be wise.
I don't know. I would just follow whoever looks like they know what they're doing, but that doesn't always work. So
it usually doesn't. No.
It just sounds like I might be shit out of luck.
I mean, maybe not.
I mean, do you think you would survive?
Possibly.
How?
Well, I'm black, so I'm immediately getting up out of there. As soon as I see the attendant get bit up, I'm going to look at you. I'm like, if you don't leave with me, peace out. Take my hand now, because we're getting off here. But then the thing about it is, you got to worry about all the other motherfuckers in it. It's actually safer to be on that train.
I mean,
because you remember when they got to the train station, what happened?
Yeah, because as soon as they got off, that was a wrap. And then it just didn't help when they were trying to shove like people to the zombies and shit while they were trying to survive.
Yeah, because there's going to be somebody that does that.
Yeah, that's a given. But I'd just follow you. If you were there too, I would just follow your lead and hope that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I got to think quick.
Yeah.
There's no room for error in those type of situations. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what you've seen. Like the sadness, I know all of us are dead.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Do you think you would live through a Chucky movie?
Well, first of all, I hate dolls, so there would be no doll in my house. Like
I mean, but just because you don't got dolls, that doesn't mean that motherfucker can't get in.
What the fuck is he gonna do in my house?
Kill you.
For what?
Because that's what he wants to do. If you're in a movie, obviously you have done something, or you know someone that has done something to him.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty small, and I probably wouldn't see him all the time. I could try to survive.
Yeah.
You know, I could I don't know, set him on fire or some shit, or.
Yeah, I tried to do that before too.
Yeah, I'd find some way to fuck him up to do what I got to do to survive.
Yeah.
Maybe cry. I don't know.
This guy, that's not gonna help. Let's see here. You've never seen that movie either.
What movie?
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Nope.
Because Twilight's not a horror movie.
Hell no.
What other horror movies? Scream. Black people don't usually live in Scream.
Do they not? I mean, black people usually don't live in a lot of horror movies.
That's not true.
I said a lot, not like everyone.
Lately, we've been doing good lately. Yes, thank you.
Finally.
Thank you, Raj from Night of the Demons for setting the tone.
Yes. Oh right, yeah. He was just there.
He did everything. I've always talked about. He will always be my guy. He did everything a black person was supposed to do and still lived. Trendsetter. Trendsetter.
Yeah.
Yes. Icon.
True.
He does not get the appreciation he deserves.
I mean, if we don't go towards whatever the fuck the creaking door open, then we'll be fine.
What that nigga say?
Get the fuck away from it.
What'd he say? Won't get me. And jump right out the window. Left her ass, Raj, where you going? That motherfucker looked, and Angela was like, hello, Raj. And he goes like this, won't get me. And jump right out that fucking window.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I would survive. If I hear creaks or if I hear something going on, I'm not going to be like, hello?
No.
Anybody there? No, thank you. I'll pass. No, I'll get away from it.
Leslie Jones said it the best in the Ghostbusters movie. When she worked at the Metro and she seen the electric ghost walking on the railroad, she looked that nigga dead in his face and goes, nah, I'm good. I bust out laughing. So yeah, Leslie Jones. So thank you for coming on the show once again. That is the end of our episode of GFY. And I'm glad that you guys get to see it on the video this time. And I hope it comes out really good because I'm going to have to edit the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Do you have any other things to say? Anything else you want to say out there for the world to know? Anything?
Just to please keep supporting Jason and all of his endeavors. I'm super excited for all of the upcoming podcasts and everything. I think it's going to be awesome. And don't forget to take care of your mental health because it's very important.
Yes. And if you don't support me, the Dark Lord will come.
Babe, that's scary. Scary. I didn't like that.
What do you say? Intrusive thoughts. This is what I think. Yes. Eat that last cupcake. I know you want it. That's how it sounds in my head, at least. Anyway, but yes. So.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
But yes, keep supporting me so I can be rich and famous and forget that I know most of you. Just kidding. But I love you guys. Please be safe out there because I'm not going to lie, motherfuckers are weird out there nowadays. And make sure that you're taking your vitamins and wearing your coats because you got a lot of people coughing out there and it's getting pretty weird. But I love you guys. Stay safe, stay based, and
contact me if you need a therapy session.
Yes.
Yes.
And bye.